Holly Grana Week Mini Bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. And how about boy, already starting off weird. How about we say hi to everybody in the chat? Yeah. Let's see, we've got Oktar, JK Prime, a couple of our channel members in there. Thank you. Welcome. And going through, see Tori, Mr. Creeper, Alpha Trion, Fitz19, Firestorm, Summer, Joseph Trujillo, Incredible Dog, Dirty Man, we'll call you, Lord Avix, and a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces, and welcome one and all to all of you. If you happen to be watching the replay, we stream live Wednesdays 8 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube at youtube.com/engineerhoist. And if you're able to and you want to support the channel, you can hit that join button or click the link in the description and become a channel member. And any support that you can provide is certainly appreciated, but it's not required. So how about we talk about the news? We're going to see some new bots. I've got figures of them in my new setup. It's the first time I'm using this. I don't think it's a completely settled, but we will talk about that after the stream when we get into the more freeform type of stuff. And did get bundles for the new combat bots this past weekend, so we'll be cracking all of those combat crystals. So settle in for a nice long version of Dupe City. But like I said, first thing, I'll talk about the news. This weekend's event is called Dark Matter. And as usual, I have to click the thing to make the actual button work. Okay, so take part in this weekend event to win a whole bunch of stuff. War for Cybertron Skin Core, if anybody even still uses those. Up to 5 of the 500,000 Troop XP items, 20 million Energon and Alloy, 5 Combat Premium Chips, 10,000 Premium Shards, 3,000 3-star Shards, 2,500 4-star Shards, 5 Gold Power Cores, 100,000 Spark, and 75,000 of the Combiner and Combat Spark. Now, it's a little bit to that. We'll break it down when we get to the actual prize list. This is an individual event. It's one big prize list. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time, and it's Super XP during this event. Normally these types of events are triple XP, but we're doing Super XP this entire saga, so enjoy, get out there, level up your bots. Since it's an individual event, you don't need to be an alliance, but you do need to be headquarters level 4 at least. Hit the yellow event button, pick your battle, win your battle, and collect points and collect your prizes. Then battle zones are the standard battle zones, and here's the way it's going. The way I put the prize list together. Normally, these events are 10,000 points to collect all the prizes, and then it's total spark crystals afterwards. But they did away with the total spark crystals, at least for this event, but added more of the other types of prizes. So what I did is, what you're seeing here is the main event. This is what you'd normally get. It's exactly the same as what you would normally get in the 10,000 point event prior to the total spark crystals. All basically at the same point totals and everything. So that is what you can expect to get. If you want to go beyond, in this case 9,400 points, you can go up to 30,000 and you will get these additional prizes to get the full value that was presented on that first slide. So there you go. So normal people that completing without free to play is going to be basically on this main prize list, so that those are what you can expect to get if you can hit about 10,000 points by yourself. And if you want to go a little bit further, here's where you go. As usual, there's multiple different levels where you can get different prizes, but I just kind of totaled them all up. Otherwise, we'd be here scrolling for about 30 minutes to go through the entire list. So, why are the events so many points? Well, there's a lot of people that can really do a lot of these points easily, and they do them regularly. And also because being a Super XP, people feel that it is worth spending on coins and fuel to be able to score all of these points, because the more battles you do, the more super XP you're able to take care of. That's why that is, and so that's why I kind of presented it. This is the normal event that you can expect. Everything else over here to collect the rest of this, that's basically bonus prizes. So that's where that's how I kind of put that together. Fitz says, imagine 1 billion points. I have no doubt we'll get there at some point. Okay, so big news this week is they did kind of announce this on the Discord last week after the newsletter went out. But new bots coming. You probably saw them on the thumbnail. And a couple of new triple changer bots. A lot of people have kind of thrown this guy around Broadside. How are they going to do the aircraft carrier mode and all that? And it still remains to be seen. Maybe he's going to be kind of like a helicarrier, like in Marvel or something, perhaps. You know, not that literally, but kind of like a hover aircraft carrier. I don't know. But anyway, he's coming. Broadside is a powerful and highly proficient combatant in any of his 3 modes, but boy does he like to complain. If it's not some internal gyroscopic malfunction in aircraft carrier mode that makes him seasick, it's vertigo in jet mode, and so on. The litany of grumbles and gripes never stops, which can be wearing on any Autobot assigned to work with him. But with mass-shifting abilities, a pulse cannon, and vibro axe, Broadside more than compensates for the strain of partnering up with him. He's basically a one-bot army. So there you go, mass-shifting. That's why he can turn it into an aircraft carrier and an aircraft. Mass-shifting. Yeah, that's the magic hand-waving, just ignore the man behind the curtain type of explanation we get sometimes for Transformers. And so, here's a look at his alt modes. Obviously, his jet and his aircraft carrier mode. And I do have the bots, but we'll take a look at them in a minute. Here, Apeface is his counterpart. He is also a triple changer. Happens to be a headmaster, of course, but we don't have headmaster gimmick in the game. So, but in fact, both of these toys are headmasters because they were Titan's Return. Well, Broadside was, but Apeface followed along suit in Siege. Apeface is prone to violent outbursts, blunt rudeness, and poor hygiene, making him quite exceptionally unpleasant to work with or alongside. In fact, he goes out of his way to alienate as many fellow Decepticons as possible. But behind his brutish, thuggish, and odious appearance lies a shrewd and calculating mind. One that sees obnoxiousness as an art form and a means to an end. He's very strong, supremely agile, and packs a sonic boomer gun that can shatter audio receptors. As a triple changer, he's a daunting prospect to foe and friend. So there you go. And here are his 2 alt modes. Spitting image of the Siege toy. You know, that's basically how they do the game, and I think it's great. And luckily enough, I happen to have both of these toys. We'll look here in a second. And before we get out of here, we do have a little Discord community going on. You can check the Discord link in the description of the video if you want to join, if you haven't already. And we got a few submissions from our people in there. First up is a photo from Mr. Creeper. That's I think that's a Make Toys Despotron version of Megatron. Not quite sure about the Starscream. That might be the Make Toys as well, but that's an excellent little picture there. Added some of the little lens flare effects for the eyes and Megatron's cannon. Do like that. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Creeper. And PB Chu, our resident, what's it called? Minecraft expert. He's been building all of the Decepticons, and anytime we get a new bot, you can be sure that we're going to be seeing a version of that. And so, of course, Apeface is coming out. So here is Apeface represented in Minecraft. Well done, as usual there, PB Chu. And that's basically it for the news until we go take a look at these bots here. But yeah, if you happen to be watching somewhere other than YouTube, come on over to youtube.com/engineerhoist, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern for the live stream. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EngineerHoist for infrequent behind-the-scenes content. Alright, so normally we come back to this view here. Thank you for becoming a member, Dirty Man. So now everybody knows what we called him. I do appreciate the support there. Let's see. So yeah, normally we come back here and I'll have the figure and I'll kind of bring it to the camera or whatever. But something I've been wanting to do for a while, I've finally managed to do it. I'm not totally in love with it yet, so there's still going to be some tweaks as we go along to try to figure some things out. But we can still go and get to this point here where now we've got a nice little display right here in front of me where we can take a closer look at the bots. So as you can see, there is Broadside and Apeface lying down on the job. So these are the two guys. As you can see, this is the I think that's about as close as I could get them while it's still in focus. Just got the camera last week, just got the lens today, so I'm still learning it. So yeah, there's the Titans Return Broadside. As you can see, they nailed it in the game, and he is a headmaster. The original toy was not a headmaster, but he came out in Titans Return, and you know, everybody was a headmaster. And even though Apeface didn't come around until Siege, they still, because he was originally a headmaster back in G1, they went ahead and kept the headmaster gimmick, similar to Snapdragon, who was in Earthrise, his fellow HorrorCon counterpart there. So there they go. One difference that you'll find in the game is they were actually able to get his little shield a little bit closer to his arm, but that's just a very long pin, or a very long peg on this, and that's about as far into his arm as I can plug that. Very, very minor, but I figured I'd point something out. So yeah, so there they are, and the alt modes also are basically identical. One thing they did do is they did clean up Broadside's jet mode a little bit, because the toy, the jet, his legs are basically just kind of like a couple of blocks very high up above the main part of the fuselage of the jet. Whereas in Earthrise, they took a little bit artistic liberty and were able to do something that they could do in the game that they couldn't do in the toy, and kind of brought that back more in line, so he's a little bit more streamlined instead of carrying just a big like a cargo container on his back. Although that seemed to work for Jetfire. He had a big old block on the back of his jet mode, and it seemed to work out okay. But it looked a lot better for Jetfire than it does for this Broadside toy. And if anybody's playing along at home, if you want to go Titans Return, there is this little Titan Master Apeface that was available in Titans Return. Obviously, they didn't do anything about this guy in the game, but I figured since he is also Apeface and he came in the same line as Broadside, I figured I'd go ahead and point it out. It's just a little Titan Master head who turns into a face for Apeface. So if you happen to have both Apefaces, this could be like an alternate head for him. And this little like gorilla basically just turns into the jet and back. It doesn't actually turn into the robot, which is kind of the thing they did with the Titan Masters there back in Titans Return. I figured I'd just throw it out there. Little monkey, indeed, Pivichu. Yeah. Yes, indeed, Fitz19. Thank you for tracking where this background was. It was in the other room. That's where I was taking it, but I moved it in here. It's a nice thing that it's not nailed down, because you can do things like that when you want to try to, you know, improve your streams and things like that. So, yeah, so there you go. And hope by bringing this in here, I hope to be able to hopefully not only be able to show the bots off a little bit more during the streams, but hopefully be able to do some more actual reviews. I do want to try to get back into reviewing of the figures, but we'll move on and go do some crystal cracking, I think. What do you think? Huh? Crystal cracking? How about we do Decepticons? And I'm going to readjust some of these cameras and lights and stuff like that because it. Like I said, I need to work on some things. Yeah, I think even this camera needs a little bit of an adjustment. Yeah, good enough for now. So yeah, still a few tweaks left to do with all this new stuff, but I thought it worked well. You guys can let me know as we go through these 104 crystals here. And I think at least as many on the Autobot account. Do I have an extra one? It's probably the free crystal. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Pretty sure that just became available. Oh, forgot to switch the sound over. There we go. Kremzeek. Taylor 14, another one of our members. Welcome. Oktar says no technical issues. Not so far, other than the fact that it's still a little uncomfortable because I don't. It's not totally set up yet, but it seems to be working okay. Seems to be working okay. Yeah. All right. So let's go through. We'll do these gold cores first. Attack. Yeah, that could be useful. Thunder Tower? Thunderstorm. I think I'm set on shock towers for now. Certainly didn't need two of them. I was thinking that before that even revealed itself, and yeah. There it is. Okay, so how about we do some premium crystals? Other than these combat chips that are character driven that I got from the bundle, all the rest of this stuff was prizes from the event, including these premium chips, or premium crystals, and the premium combat chips. Edward Hackman says, I like Kremzeeks, but Orbital Strike is better. Yeah, I agree. I like Orbital Strike. Although I gotta tell you, I haven't been using a lot of battle boosts, and over time, my yellow Kremzeeks that I get from the VIP awards every month really kind of piled up. So I've actually mostly just been using them just to kind of whittle them down a little bit. Taylor, does Con Alliance host mercs for raids and events? I believe so. I'm not real sure. I'm not super involved in the operating of that alliance. I know during events we definitely see people coming and going. Purple Kremzeeks are really good. I especially like to use purple Kremzeeks sometimes during raids if they've got those big thunder towers. That's why I called that core thunder towers thunder instead of thunderstorm. The thunder towers in the raids, if you can find them in the when they're in the raids, if they've got a lot of stuff around there, you sit a purple Kremzeek on it and you can cause a lot of damage. Hey, what's up, soldier? Good to see you. Grand Galvatron, welcome. I think I saw you before, but I didn't shout you out. But glad you're here. Glad you're feeling better. Nate's World asks, does increasing the bot level increase the combiner level as well? No, it does not. The combiner level is not linked to the bot level at all. What you need to do to upgrade the combiners is when you get duplicate bots that are part of a combiner team, instead of the normal spark, you'll get combiner spark, and then you use that combiner spark to actually upgrade the combiners. Yeah, back when the combiners first came out, I made a video. I think it's still my most viewed video. It's just called Transformers Earth Wars Combiners. I go over the entire process, and it really has not changed much since then. I think the only thing that's changed is now you can select an ability for use in a combiner outpost. But as far as forming the combiners and upgrading the combiners and all that, that's all still there. Still the same. Well, I guess one other thing. Back when I made that, the only combiners were Superion and Devastator, so it didn't really matter. But when they first started coming out with the second and third combiner, each combiner had their own type of combiner spark. But now it's a common combiner spark that can be used for whichever combiner that you see fit, which I think is the better way to go. And I'm really glad they made that change. Yeah, that's right. They did drop the ore cost to activate them a little bit. So a few changes since then, but it still mostly holds up. All right, so we've got Vertebrake chips, we've got Tonbot chips, got Double Crosser chips, and Fangtron chips. We'll save the Fangtron chips for last because, you know, that's the guy that's new. And we will go through the, let's see, let's turn on the times 10. We'll go through Double Crosser first. I think it was always 25 to use the combiner, and they've changed it to where the first use of the combiner is 10, but I think if you do it within like 12 hours or so, if you want to use it again, you'd have to then spend 25. It's kind of an incentive to try to get people to use more than just the one combiner, if they have more than one. Because so many people are just like, you know, I'm not going to use Optimus Maximus or Bruticus, I'm not going to use Superion or Devastator, I'm just going to stick with Volcanicus, or Defensor, or whatever. So they did change that a little bit to drop the initial use if you want to, but if you want to use it again before they fully cool down, then it's 25 to skip. It was 25 from both originally. Oh, somebody asked who the favorite combiner was. Yeah, the weekly favorite combiner. Yeah, it does seem to come up quite a bit. Thanks for answering, Oktar. Yeah, I used to have to qualify that. It's like, well, my favorite combiner outside of the game is Computron, but inside the game I had to pick somebody else because Computron wasn't in there yet. But now Computron is in there, and he's actually pretty good. I don't know if I'd call him. Still don't know if I'd call him my favorite combiner because I haven't used him that much. But he is pretty darn good. But he is definitely one of the better ones. So to save that explanation in the future, unless I feel like going through it all, I'll just say, yeah, favorite's Computron. Moving on. Let's do these Vertebrake chips. Now, we did just get a 3-star Vertebrake from the last event's premium chips, surprisingly. So only the 4-star is out here. Of course, as you can see, any of the combiner or combat bots can come through. So still a chance for getting any of the other ones at 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure I have them all at least 2-star. Okay, all 2 stars again. Getting a lot of vertebrates, but not the ones I need. Such is life. Oh, look at that, a duplicate 4-star Shroot. I've got like 2 or 3 4-star combat bots, and I go and get a duplicate instead of one that I don't have. Typical Earth Horse. If anybody wants to know what it's like to spend money on this game, and yeah, this is what it's like. Probably not worth it. But I do it because you do get stuff like right now. A new 4-star. A 4-star Tonbot. This is why you do spend the money. It's because every now and then you do get something like this. So yes, very, very wonderful. Happy for the Tonbot. But vast majority of the time you are going to get duplicates. So it's a fact of life in Earth Wars. Whether you're buying the bundles or not, you got to get used to the duplicates. It's just part of the game. And I understand people wanting stuff, but in many cases, even if you got everything that was available, you would still be 90% duplicates. Even if you got everything. Like for example, I've got 20 crystals coming up here that contain what's his name? The new ones, Fangtron. There's only 3 of them available, so I'm guaranteed 17 duplicates. Even if that was even if Fangtron was the only one available in there, you'd be guaranteed like 17 duplicates. So duplicates are a fact of life. So yeah, I'd just get used to it. Oh, look at this, 3 stars this time. All right, cool. We got the 3 and the 4-star Tonbot. Worked out pretty well, this Tonbot chips. Alright, Elite Gaming, gotta watch the language, man. They're telling you, so one more of those, we're gonna have to time you out. Mods. Nope, they jumped on you already. No. And I hope when you come back that you don't do like everybody else and start raging and get yourself banned. So just understand, no kind of swearing, even the light swearing that you were doing. We don't like that on this channel. So these are the... I already forgot again. Fangtron. Hey, there's the 2-star. Okay, I figured we'd at least get this one. Alright. Yeah, if only it worked like that for all the time, PB2 is like if you mention a bot and it kind of and then you get it, man. If only it worked like that, because you'd be like, okay, Fangtron 4-star, Fangtron 4-star. It doesn't work like that. I did get him, but you know that's kind of expected. These are his special crystals. Alright guys, we don't need to pile on about the swearing thing. It's done. Let's move on. Let's talk about all these duplicates. Can you believe this? Alright, 2 stars, all 2 stars. And those 2 available are the prime cores that I wasn't able to get to. Oh yeah, story! Banktron!
Hiss! Someone's going to pay. What's up, Franktron?
Got out from under the wrong side of the rock this morning?
The wrong side is the right side as far as I'm concerned, Glit. I got unresolved issues about being yanked off Cybertron and dumped here on Earth.
Alright, why? Figure for a combat bot like you, Earth is the place to be. Cybertron is so passé now.
Oh, I hear you, Sights. It's just the doers of said yanking are a disembodied and somewhat existential lot called the Vok. How do I get back at them?
Thing to do is, first, likely Autobot crosses your path. Go, that's my Vok payback right there. It'll be cathartic, I promise you. I don't know if I read that quite right.
That sounds like a plan. You know, Gatorface, I think I'm going to enjoy it here on Earth after all.
That's the spirit.
The combat bots that slay together stay together. That's as close as we get to a motto around these parts. No time like the present. I'll even sharpen my fangs up special like.
Well, they emphasize the S hissing sounds, so I figured I would try to do the same. Cobra, that's exactly what I had in my mind. Kind of a terrible Cobra Commander impression. Okay, so that's it for them. No step on Snake. Snake. Okay, so we got that one. We gotta switch the sound so we can get the sound of the duplicates. Alrighty. We are over here, so we've got 5 more crystals than we did before, so we had 104 the last time. So I think we picked up a few more. I did have a 3-star crystal, and this 3-star crystal is going to give me a 4-star crystal, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's a guaranteed duplicate. I suppose I could have just done that before we started the stream, but, you know. Alright, so there we go. Oh, we've got free crystal here, too. 4-star crystal. And that means we got a free crystal over here, too. We'll come back out here, we'll do these free crystals. Irma asking, do I watch Skywarp Greer? When I can. He streams, because he's in a different country than in time zone than I am, he streams at times that are not usually, do not usually allow me to go and view his streams. But I try to catch him when I can. Let's do these gold chips. Oh, don't need headquarters cores on this account. Don't even really need them on the Decepticon account. I'm not at the point where I can put the core on it yet, but got a couple of good cores for it already. Lightning Rod. Oh, that's for the build bots. Okay, that's probably a pretty good one. And target protocol? Yeah, I don't need that. That is food. Oh, we cracked these premium crystals. I'm aware of where he is there, Fitz. I just didn't feel like needing to get that specific, but thank you for filling everybody in. Wonder if they will do a G.I. Joe Classified and Transformers crossover? Probably not in the game. We've already done a G.I. Joe crossover, so I don't expect to see another G.I. Joe crossover in the game. And I honestly haven't seen many G.I. Joe Transformer crossovers, if ever, in the toy line, which you'd think he would probably do it, but I think the thing is they're just completely different scales. Because Transformers would be huge. I mean, take a look at the USS Flag in the G.I. Joe. It was an aircraft carrier toy that was 7 feet long. Imagine that as a Transformer. I mean, that would be cool. But it would also be ridiculously expensive. So I just don't... either that or you got to make the G.I. Joes be, like, tiny. So that's probably why they've never done a crossover. The closest thing you've got to that is the Human Alliance figures from back woes around Revenge of the Fallen time frame. So that's the closest thing you get to like a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover is Human Alliance stuff. Because some of the Human Alliance partners were like the military. Like Sergeant this or Captain that or whatever. So that's probably the closest you get in a toy line. And some of those toys were pretty cool. Some of them were not, but some of them were. I've got quite a few of the Human Alliance stuff. I gotta say, I remember enjoying them pretty well. I want to say that one of them was a Sandstorm, was one of the Human Alliance vehicles. That one was really cool. I've got it around here somewhere. I still have all those Human Alliance things. Oh, that's right, Grand Galvatron. There was somebody making I want to say it was Half the Battle Toys. They announced that they were making a Soundwave Hiss. They couldn't call it that, of course, but they basically showed that off. But that was a couple of years ago, and I haven't heard anything since. So a lot of things get announced and never end up getting made for one reason or another. So just have to keep our eyes peeled. Alright, so these combat chips, these are going to obviously be the counterparts to the Decepticons. So here is a gold barrier, also known as Shieldron in the game. So that's the new guy. And then we're going to have, okay, so we've got Rat Trap, we're going to have Air Razor, which I don't know what these are, but I missed the question mark, so we'll go ahead and open them. And Sound Barriers is going to be the other one. Oh, that was one. Oh man, it was on just the one. Let's go ahead and do those. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are the Air Razor. Taylor asked, didn't cover Commander turn Autobots into humans for an episode? Yes, Grand Galvatron called it was only human, and the Transformers Collectors Club, before they ended up shutting down, one of the last years, they actually made, because they also ran the G.I. Joe Collector Club, so they actually got the human, like, G.I. Joe figures of those characters, Ultra Magnus, RC, Rodimus, and Springer. I think they did all of them. They did do some crossover. The Collector Club did do some crossover stuff, and basically the way they did it is they took some G.I. Joe vehicles, decoed them as Transformers, but they didn't transform. Like I remember they did one where they made a Marissa Fairborn, and they had a G.I. Joe had a little futuristic motorcycle kind of a thing. They decoed it like Afterburner, but he didn't transform. He just they just said, okay, yeah, that's Afterburner, but trust us. Didn't think about that earlier, but since you guys mentioned that, it popped into the old noggin here. Yep, Alpha Trion, I don't think it's ever explicitly stated, but pretty much everybody, it may have been like in some notes, some ships, script notes or something, or whatever, that, yeah, Marissa Fairborn was Flint's daughter from G.I. Joe. There's a duplicate 4-star glitch. Cool. So we didn't get quite as good luck with the Air Razor as we did with Tombot, but clearly I already had the 3-star. But pretty sure I don't have the 4-star of Air Razor. So these are, pretty sure these are going to be sound barrier chips. Oh, so it is established in the comics. Okay. I don't think I ever read that in the comics. Oh man, I did these one at a time again. Man, I don't know how I ever made it through cracking these chips. I mean, these were just $40 bundles. Like, you know, would get like the $100 bundle that had like 50 of each of these chips, and you had to do them one at a time. I remember we'd be here for like 2 hours just going through all of these. I ended up stopping cracking these combat chips just because it was so boring for me. Even couldn't imagine what it'd be like with you guys. And then we go and got this times 10, makes it go a little bit faster. Oh, but then I mess up. Twice! In one video! There's your technical glitch for all of you glitch hunters. I no sooner put this stream up, scheduled this stream. It was like an hour and 45 minutes before the stream time, and within like 5 seconds, Fitz is on here. What's some technical difficulty today? But like we said last time, when we did actually have a technical difficulty, it seems to happen when people don't ask. So it's good that you asked, because we seem to be going so well so far. Knock on wood. So. Okay. Enabled the times 10 button. And I do appreciate your enthusiasm for the video getting posted too. Sound barrier 4-star duplicate. So that's a couple of 4 stars. I do have more 4 stars on this account than I did on the Decepticon. So I spent a lot of money on combat bundles before I had to slow down on this Autobot account, not so much on the Decepticon account. Okay, so Rat Trap is here. Pretty sure I have the 3-star Rat Trap, don't have the 4-star. So, yeah, we definitely had more patience in the early days. It's funny what you get used to. It's like, oh, yeah, what used to be fine in the early days, nowadays you're like, oh. I suppose that's true in most aspects of life as technology improves. Things that used to be commonplace now seem really tedious by today's standards. Nothing comes immediately to mind. Super VH. Oh, well, we'll get your fan mode in next week. We didn't. I had already done all the slides before you did that. That's why I left it in that chat. Okay, so nothing from that, and time for Yellow Man, Gold Barrier, Shield Drawn. Should at least get the 2-star. Oh, no, we did get a 4-star Top Heavy. Could have got a 4-star Shield Drawn, but no, got a duplicate instead. There's the 2-star. I was starting to get worried there. It was a little while before we even got that guy. Good gracious. And last set of combat chips to torture everybody with. See if we can manage to pull off a 3 or a 4-star Shield Drawn. Oh, there's a duplicate 2-star. And another one. That's sound barrier. Okay, so at least we got the 2-star Shield Drawn. We did get like 3 4-star duplicates though. Man, it'd be nice if we could have gotten a new one out of those guys. So as far as the bots that dropped, it was pretty good odds. Just weren't bots that I had them already. So, all right, 4-star crystal. This is likely a duplicate, so let's go ahead and end it. Sandstorm. Cool. Rejuvenate core. That's good. Rejuvenate's probably one of the better cores out there. And of course, we'll take the 5-star shards. Story. I'm here, but I'm not happy. What's up, Shield Drawn? Thought these Earth Wars would be right up your alley. Well, Sea Stripes, it's not so much I'm not happy about being here per se. There's lots of heads to butt and threats to repulse. It's just... Oh, fuck. Satellite yanked you off of the Cybertron without so much as a by your leave. Exactly, Top Heavy. No one but no one pushes me around, and certainly not off the whole planet. Still, you're here now, and among your fellow combat bots. That's gotta go some way to making up for the whole interspatial shunt. I suppose so, Glitch. But I got a lot of pent-up outrage I gotta take out on someone. Whole lot of candidates in this neck of the woods. I got so many scores to settle with our combat bot counterparts, I lost count already. That's so. Things are definitely looking up. Shield Drawn, old bot, you're definitely gonna fit right in here. Had the same kind of vibe as Fangtron. Wasn't quite as fun because he basically talked normal. He didn't have all the hissing and all that. But yeah, same vibe. So let's see. So what we got? Fitz having trouble with Discord. We almost lost it, but you got it back. Good. Well, let me give you a little tip for all you guys out there. If you haven't heard it before, this is not a sponsorship or anything like that, and I don't care what you use or whatever, but there are plenty of password managers out there where you don't have to write it down, you don't have to remember it, you don't have to reuse the same thing out there. All those ads that you might see for whatever it is, they talk about all that stuff. It's amazing. I mean, I've been using one for years, and I'm in it like every day. You know, I've got complex passwords. There's not the same one everywhere, and it's fantastic. Best money I ever spent is on a password manager. So I don't care which one you use. Definitely do it if you're not doing it already. It's well worth the money because when you make accounts, you put in your information, you put in your password, And as long as when you change your password, you remember to update it or whatever, make it a habit of your internet usage, you'll never lose an account again. So, just you know, public service announcement from Hoist over here. I commonly give that speech to people at work as well. Yeah, because we have to rotate, giving like safety tips, or you know, this or that or the other thing. And so if I ever have a chance to, if I ever get chosen to do all that, I like to remind people of that, because it's not always the same audience. I don't do it every time, but I do like to bring it out every so often. The more you know, exactly. But seriously, I the only password that I know for sure is the password into that password manager. Everything else, it remembers for me. Then yeah, and it can store all sorts of other private, sensitive information for you too. So yeah, see, Soldier's got one right there. iPhone, save them if you want. Yeah, but then it's stuck on the iPhone, and you can't necessarily. Cause see, the thing is, at work, I've got a whole separate work account that I can't have personal stuff on, but I can, you know, save the password in there. So I pull out my phone at work, go into the password manager, and it's got the passcode there, and then I type in the passcode on a completely separate computer than what I have the password manager on. So I need more than just what the iPhone can do. That's bare bones kind of stuff. So it's better than nothing. But in case anybody's wondering, I use the one password. It's the #1 password. That's the one I've been using for years, and I highly recommend it. You know, no sponsorship or anything, but you know, I'll tell you what, if they would sponsor me, I would be happy to talk about that every every week, because it's a great tool, great service. Anyway, enough of that. I'll send them a bill. So if you haven't figured out, we're basically done with the Earth Wars content here. So if that's all you're here for, then have a good evening. We'll see you next time. Otherwise, stick around. I did get a new bot this weekend, or not this weekend. Monday I actually got it. Still out of sorts about where to put everything on my desk. So, Muhammad is asking, have I ever watched Rescue Bots Academy? I did. It's cute. Little too kiddie for me. I love Rescue Bots. Rescue Bots Academy, it's a little bit too far. It's cute though. It's not terrible, and I think it would be great. I think it would be great for the younger kids for sure. But I found it hard to really keep my interest. I did like the fact that they did have Hoist is one of the characters in there. So Red Alert says I got mine on Monday too. We're probably talking about a different thing. Let me just rearrange my stuff over here. I actually was watching a review of this guy, and I was always on the fence. I was watching a review of this guy, and by Bert the Stormtrooper. If you haven't checked out Bert the Stormtrooper, go check him out. He does great reviews, Transformers, He-Man, all kinds of stuff. But one of the people is going to be in our group that we're hanging out with at TFCon. At the Red Alert, I think you met him in person once, but I'll be meeting him in person at TFCon. But anyway, I was watching one of his reviews and of this figure, and it kind of convinced me. I looked up, and it wasn't at my store, but it was the next store over. So I went, ran, and got it on Monday, and this guy, NPM 12, I think it is. This is the Bumblebee movie masterpiece Optimus Prime, and yes, excellent figure. Figured I'd go ahead and do the old school way of showing the figures off right now for something like this, and yeah, really cool. Obviously he looks awesome in robot mode, as things tend to do, and let's go ahead and fire up the other space. Yeah, see, this is the problem there. You can't quite get everything, get the lights positioned ideally. So here we go. Yeah, it doesn't really work for a tall figure like this, but that's him there. Like I said, I got more, but yeah, and the transformation is actually not too terrible. His wrist over here holding the gun is a little limp on mine. I don't know if that's across the board, but other than that, the joints for articulation are all very tight. Transformation is actually not too bad. It's not super simple, but it's not overly complex. It mostly makes sense, and it's pretty fun to do. I did use the instructions for the first time because Masterpiece figures, I always like to do that just because Masterpiece is not a toy that I want to like mess up and make a mistake trying things out. So I did that, but the second transformation, it was easy enough to remember and easy enough it was pretty intuitive. So. And it was interesting to see. I think they're taking notes from some third-party figures, because like the chest piece here and the back piece here remind me an awful lot of Peru Kill. It's the Unique Toys, I want to say. It's their version of Lockdown from Age of Extinction, where he's like a perfectly shaped Lamborghini, but by the time that you transform him, almost all of the evidence of him being a Lamborghini has disappeared, because it's like on the back side of the panels. The outside is for the car mode, and you flip it around, and then the inside of the panel has the robot detail. That's basically what they've done here. Like this whole square piece here is the front of the grille of the truck. It tabs in, pretty easily. I say that as I have difficulty taking it off. But as you can see, I flip it down. It's like there's like the whole front of the grill. So you can hide all of that kibble just by flipping it around, and it's got all of that detail on the back. And then you have trouble getting it into the folding it up. I didn't say it was perfect. So yeah, I definitely I think that's pretty cool. It's cool to see, and I want to say, like, I think that third-party Unicron did a lot of that too, where they had the planet mode on the outside, on the one side, and then robot mode on the inside, or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I see Mohammed said earlier, is it like the Studio Series version of the Bumblebee Prime? Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the reasons why I wasn't going to get this guy at first, is because I had that Studio Series version of the Bumblebee Optimus Prime, and it's fantastic. I mean, it's great. So I was like, well, I have that. I've got a good representation of that figure. I don't really need the Masterpiece version or whatever. But as you do, you go and watch friends' videos, and then you hear them talking about how great it is, and then you actually see it in action. You're not just seeing the posed post pictures of it, and you hear them talking about the how much they like it or whatever, and then you start wavering on the side of getting it as opposed to not getting it. Because it's one of those things. If I've made a decision, if I'm like no, I definitely don't need that. No review is going to convince me. If I say I'm definitely going to get that, then I don't need a review to convince me. But when I'm on the fence or something like that, then a review can definitely sway me one way or the other. And I gotta say, honestly, probably the only reason I didn't go immediately get this is because I am trying to cut back. So I'm trying to find places where I can cut back. I have the other original Masterpiece movie, Optimus Prime, in his original Bayformers version, which is a great figure too. It's fantastic. So I was like, do I really need another Optimus Prime? Yeah, I like it, but man, I gotta cut back somewhere. But yeah, I'm weak. I am weak. So I really gotta stop watching reviews. or at least stop watching the reviews of figures that I want but I'm trying to pass on. Because like that Worlds Collide set, which by the way I didn't think about it until recently. Worlds Collide made me think of Power Man 5000. If you guys know that, if you don't know what that is, I mean it's a band, it's a song. They call it When Worlds Collide. And all of a sudden I started thinking about that. I think the song came on the radio, and I was listening to that. I was like, hey, that's the name of that set with the Nemesis Primal and all that. But anyway, but yeah, that was another one where a review convinced me, and yeah, so yeah, I just need to not watch reviews. If I've decided to pass on it, even though I really want it, I need to not watch reviews. Oh man, yes, bad influence indeed. It's not even like it's peer pressure, because it's not like they're saying, "Oh, get it, get it, get it, get it." No, it's not that. It's like yeah. Make a review of cutting back and saving money. Yeah. And then there's the premium finish repaint. Yeah, well, that's one thing that I had no issue passing on. The premium finish ones. I was like, I already got like 3 versions of these figures. Paint is not super important to me personally. I mean, if it's important to you, then great. But to me personally, saying that premium finish, you're not gonna get me to go and buy another figure just for the premium finish. How much was the Optimus Prime? We got him for normal retail minus the 5% for the red card, so it was like $124.99 minus 5%. And yeah, I did see that red alert, so I appreciate you using that link. I'm still waiting for my ARC to drop from TF Source, because I've got a couple of Iron Factory figures sitting there waiting. So I don't like shipping out. When they offer free shipping, I don't like shipping out until I can hit the free shipping. I mean, unless there's nothing coming in for months, then I'll bite the bullet and say, sure, fine, I'll pay the shipping, ship it. But I got those 2 things sitting there, and the ARC should be showing up anytime. I mean, he's showing up everywhere else. So as soon as that ARC shows up, I'll be able to ship those other 2 and have the, no shipping charge. Yeah. I know there's Amazon free shipping. I mean, he costs enough that it would be by himself as free shipping from TF Source as well. So I'm talking about the other 2, because combined they're like only $80. And in the past, I would go through and search and find more stuff to bump it up, and then that's when I ended up getting things that I were okay, but I didn't really want. In fact, that's why I have so many of those Machine Robo figures. Yeah, I think I got that Eagle Robo, the Leader 1, because I actually liked it, but I ended up getting all the other ones, mostly because stuff would come in, and they'd be like $30 short of the free shipping, and those figures went for about $45. So I was like, okay, throw that one on their ship. Next time comes around, it'd be the same thing. It'd be like $20, $30 short of free shipping. Okay, throw the next GoBot on there. so I'm not doing that anymore. I did actually consider it, but they're actually too far away from the free shipping to do something like that. I do like all of those robos though. I'm sorry. I do like all those Machine Robos. Steam Robo, the little train guy, is I love that little guy. And the dump truck, or no, the cement mixer, Blockhead or something. I think his name is. I think he's just Mixer Robo in the toy. But yeah, that cement mixer figure is pretty awesome. Their Psykill is the weakest one of those all those machine robos. I think it was just the joints are a little loose, if I recall. I haven't played with it in a while. Alphatron's asking, haven't bought any sticker sets for the bots. You mean like the Toy Hack stuff? Oh yeah, I got lots of stuff. Actually, Toy Hacks, and I've got lots of sets still in back order that I have not even that haven't applied yet. Like I did get the set for Unicron for his Maw, so I did get that set, but I haven't applied it yet. I will eventually. On my list of back order. Or my backlog of Toy Hacks is, let's see, I've got Studio Series 86 Hot Rod and Jazz. I've got stickers for them. The Planet X Dinobots, I think I have a set for all of them, but I just haven't put them on yet. Omega Supreme, Scorponok, Triptychon. So just a few stickers. Shouldn't take long. I did recently put the stickers on Double Dealer from Earthrise, plus also that little Spy Patrol set. I figured if I'm going to do Double Dealer, I might as well do his little Power Master cassette dudes. Bug Bite, for the Generation Selects Bug Bite, I recently did that one. I did the Mastermind Creations Calidus. That's their IDW Rodimus. I put a sticker set on him. Looks fantastic. I've done a few others. I can't remember them all. In fact, that's one of the things I thought of just the other day. Because I'm trying to go through. I'm trying to straighten up and organize. Because when new bots come out, it's like, okay, oh, I have that bot. Where is he? Which one of these dozens of bins do I have him in? So I'm trying to catalog and organize. I mean, I want to try, figure out what to do with all of this mess. But at the very least, if I'm going to be in bins, I want to know which one it's in. So if it's like, oh, I need that, I'll pull up my little database and be like, oh, he's in bin this, and then I can go there. I might have to shuffle through the bin, but at least I don't have to shuffle through multiple. So that was an aside. What was I getting at? Oh, yeah, the Toy Hack stuff. So as I'm going through all this stuff, I was like, something else to kind of keep track of in this database is whether or not it's been Toy Hacked. So I haven't done it yet, but I was just the other day I was thinking about that. So that way I would be able to answer a question like that a little bit easier if I wanted to pull up my database. Yeah. Yeah, the art looks pretty cool with Teletran. Yeah, I can't wait for it to get here. And I'm sure there will be a Toy Hack set for that, so we can add that to my fourth Titan toy hack set that will be in my backlog. Maybe I'll do one of them eventually. I never did get the toy hack set for Metroplex or Fortress Maximus, but I did install I did apply the stickers that came with those figures, but those are definitely not as comprehensive as what you get in the toy hack sets. So, you got Rekgar? Man, I still can't find Rekgar. I have him ordered on Amazon, so he'll show up whenever he shows up. I know I keep seeing people getting Rekgar left and right, but man, every time I go out looking, all I find is disappointment. Martha is saying, got Voyager, Siege, Megatron for 20, Apeface for 15, and Snapdragon for 15 at Ollie's. Yeah, I did hear Ollie's was getting a bunch of Transformers, and I actually went by there on Labor Day, but it was like 6 o'clock or something, and they closed early for Labor Day. I'm like, oh well. Would stop motion be allowed on stream submissions? Not real sure how to pull that off to share on the stream. I know what you mean by that. I'm not really sure how to share that on the stream easily. Oh, you sold Bert G2 Sandstorm. Okay. Yeah, every time we go out, it's just disappointment. Yeah, actually, when I went to the when I went over to that other Target where I picked up this guy, before I went, I ordered him online. I saw him there. I said, okay, buy, hold for pickup, because they said they only had 2 left, and I was like, okay, just in case, let me go ahead and lock in my order. And so when I went over there, because it was like early in the morning, and I still had to get through the workday. And then when I went in the afternoon, braving a monsoon, my gosh, didn't rain. Never seen it rain that much for a while. It's kind of another aside. As I'm going there, I knew I should have just waited, or because I mean it was backed up way earlier than it should have been. The cars, because it was also like quitting time, and but then I go and I have to cross a bridge to get over to this one, over a river, and by the time I get to that bridge, it is pouring buckets. The wind is whipping, and I'm sitting there. I'm getting up. I'm at the very top of that bridge, and it's just a concrete bridge. There's no supports or anything, so it's just got the barriers on either side. You know, plenty safe. I'm just saying it's not like a big suspension bridge like you see some old ones. Cause I've been driven through some with a lot of support structure above the roadway. No, this one roadway is top. But I'm sitting there on the top, and it is raining so hard. It is white out. It's like you're floating in air because you can't see anything in front or behind, and you could not even see the river down below. So it's just like you're on this bridge just suspended in the middle of nothing. It was kind of surreal. Clearly I made it through, but yeah, I mean, it was raining the whole way. You know, normally it's a 25-minute drive. Took 45 minutes both ways. The rain just slowed everything down. But anyway, so I get there, and I figure before I go pick up this Optimus Prime, let's go see what else they might happen to have there. So I get over to the aisle, and sure enough, they said they had 2. Mine is being held. The second one is still on the shelf, so I didn't actually have to go through and pre-order it. It was there for me if I wanted it. But you know, better safe than sorry, right? Everything else they had was stuff that I already had or was not interested in. But they did have Studio Series Thrust. Again, like I said, not interested in. Because yeah, I've got the Blitzwing, the Studio Series Blitzwing, and I've got the Studio Series Starscream. And Thrust is basically just Starscream. He did, you know, painted green for some reason. Thrust isn't green, but you know, whatever. Okay, I get that. Thrust is green. Did the music just speed up? For you guys too? definitely did for me. That's weird. But anyway, so they did. There is a little remold with Thrust because they kind of put like a hood. They gave him like a hoodie. They gave him like a hoodie to make it appear to be a cone head or something. But anyway, I chose not to get him because I mean it's cool, but I didn't really want that figure, so it's good enough, but didn't really need them, so I passed on it. But so they did have that one. If I wanted, I could have gotten a second new figure, but. And one of the reasons why I didn't get him is I don't really have a place for him to display. And when I had to put away that Starscream, that Studio Series Bumblebee movie Starscream, I'm telling you, the names of these things to really just, make them distinct from everything else is just getting so long. Anyway, Studio Series Bumblebee movie, SS, whatever. But anyway, to try to fit him into a bin. Normally, when you're trying to do something, trying to pack them away efficiently, if they've got a car mode is definitely the best because it gets them the most compact. They fit nicely in there. Sometimes bot mode, depending on their alt modes. Sometimes bot mode is the best. But Starscream, neither bot mode nor the alt mode, because remember the alt mode turns into kind of a Tetrajet, so he's kind of got that jet kind of like with the little triangle shape, plus then he's got that whole little section down at the bottom, and he just is huge. Any way you slice it to try to put him into a box, and I to try to keep things together, like with their weapons and everything, I've been putting things in plastic bags, anywhere from snack to sandwich to quart to gallon. He's too big to even fit in like a big gallon-sized bag. So I was just like, so I'm sitting, when I see that Thrust, I'm like, man, I don't need another one of those. So, yeah. Yeah, so no one's buying that Thrust. Yeah, well, they've probably gone through a similar thought process as mine. Maybe not quite so analytical or detailed or whatever, but yeah. Con discrimination? No, honestly not. Man, I will buy a Decepticon or Autobot equally if I like it or not. It has nothing to do. I am faction blind. I will get Decepticons, I will get Autobots, I will get Maximals, I will get Predacons, I will get Star Seekers. Whatever. If it's a transforming robot and I like it, I'll get it. It's kind of like those machine robos. They're not any of the above. They're actually technically what were the GoBots? Renegades and Guardians, I think. So they're kind of that, but not even that, because they're not GoBots. They're pre-GoBots. So I got them, and I even got, I want to say Bad Cube. They started on this alternate, their own universe line, which it's interesting, and I may dive into it a little bit, either now or some other time. But they started on their own universe, and I don't know if it's going to continue. They only released one bot. It's Captain Huffy. It's kind of like Huffer, except he's more of like a larger scale, like Masterpiece scale, but larger than what Huffer would be for Masterpiece scale. And it looks quite a bit different. Transforms different, but it's the same similar style truck. Similar style, ultimately robot boat mode, with the back of the truck as the legs, the stacks are the arms, and the back, and the truck cab is kind of, behind him. Very, very, very close, similar to Huffer, but he is different color. He's black with the orange chest. And I was thinking, okay, well that's an interesting take. He's got a different head, and he actually comes with a pair of axes. Actually, a really cool figure, and I really like it. And so I was like, okay, so I mean, it's like, yeah, it's kind of basically Huffer, but they gave him new colors and they're calling it a new universe. Okay, that's fine. They have a whole backstory for him, but it's all written in Japanese or Chinese or something. I don't know the difference between the two. But I can't read either one of them, so I don't know what it says. But still, it's pretty cool. But then recently they've been talking about upcoming Kingdom lines of, what was it, Road Ranger? And I was like, wait a minute, that's that same color as that Captain Huffy guy. And apparently there was a history of the Huffer repaint in those colors. I'm like, Bad Cube, you sneaky little people, you. Making me think that you've gone and created your own little color scheme, and you just went and found some other obscure color scheme that I wasn't aware of. I still like the figure, though. It's cool, though. Let's see. Alpha Trion, did you ever have the Transformers watch? You know that Transformers way back when, the little guy that comes off and transforms? I certainly don't have it anymore, and I don't have any distinct memories of having it, but I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did. So... Taylor's asking, are throttle bots in our Transformers Earth Wars game? No. Goldbug, I believe, was technically a throttle bot, and we do have Goldfire in the game, so kind of in a way, maybe a little bit with that guy. But we don't have the other ones, like Rollbar or Chase or... I can't remember all the other names. What, Wide Load? I can't remember all the other ones. So Goldfire is kind of like a version of Goldbug. Yeah, they wanted to call it Goldbug, but they couldn't for because of trademark or whatever reason. So they, and in the comics they never even technically changed his name. He was still just Bumblebee, but he had like Goldfire plating or something. But the toy was named Goldfire, so which is basically Goldbug, and Goldbug was a throttle bot, if I recall. He's certainly in that third-party throttle bot combiner I have. So that's probably the only... If you want to count him, then that's the only one. Otherwise, no. Yeah, every time I go in the other room, there you go, Fitz. I'm referencing the other room. I know you're obsessed with the other room. I did do a collection video. Go back, search the channel. It was probably a year or two ago. I actually did walk through and do a little video going through all the rooms of my house, including the other room, where I have I've got a shelf up top with all the combiners, including that ThrottleBots combiner. It's like right next to my Wreckers area of the shelf. And every time I'm in there, I look at that thing and I'm like, man, I should take that down and transform that. But I never do. And I think one of the reasons why is that the wide load version of that figure is such a pain to transform. I mean, all the figures themselves are really cool. The roll bar and whatever the white one is, and the third party name is Aurora. I want to say it's like Light Bar or something like that or light. I don't know. It's Light something, I think, is the official name. The two leg bots, actually really good figures, just individually. And then the arms are okay. And I'm thinking of transformation here. I mean, vehicle and bot modes, they're all great. Transformations, the two legs transform fantastic. The two arms are okay. And wide load, who they call side load, which doesn't really make sense. He's also not a dump truck anymore. He's like a big Hummer SUV or something. So I guess you open the doors and go in from the side, so I guess side load is appropriate. Uh, but anyway, looks great in vehicle, looks great in bot mode. Transformation is atrocious. But and then they also have Goldfire or Goldbug on the team. But it's kind of funny because all he does is make a backpack. You could totally make that entire combiner without the Goldbug component of it. He just sits on the back as kind of a backpack. He's like their power master. Searchlight. I knew it was light something. Thank you. There's one more I can't think of. It's Chase, I think, is the blue car, and Tracer, maybe? Like the red one? Fitz 19, no. None of the streams have been copyright claimed so far. Chase is the red one, then who's the blue one? Freeway. Yeah, I'm sure I have it written down. Okay, we have consensus. It's Freeway. So, yeah, I was way off on those names. I've got it recorded in my database, so I don't have to remember it. Kind of like the password thing. So I don't have to remember that. I recorded it in the database if I ever need it. I can go look it up if I'm planning on talking about it. Wasn't planning on talking about it today. So. And yes, Fitz, I have Miko with the wrecker shelf. Of course, she's a wrecker, and it's wreckers from all universes. I have the the comics wreckers, with except Bayformers. I haven't actually put those guys up there. I didn't think about it until just now, but I've got the prime wreckers. Like I've got Ultra Magnus, Bulkhead, Wheeljack, Miko. I've got stuff from the older and newer comics, although that's probably pretty much the same. I've got Springer, I've got Sandstorm, I've got Impactor, I've got Topspin and Twin Twist, I've got Perceptor was... Yeah, when he was rolling with those guys like Springer and Cup and all that stuff, they weren't technically wreckers, I don't think, at that point anymore, but I'm counting it. So I think I've got him up there. I've got Guzzle up there, Rotor Storm. So yeah, I've got a lot of those. I've got that whole wrecker shelf. Didn't even think about putting the Bayformers guys up there. You know, Leadfoot and Roadbuster and Topspin. I do have Roadbuster and Topspin up there already represented, so those guys would be kind of redundant. So I'll probably not do it. That section of the shelf is pretty full up already as it is. Oh yeah, the Hate Plague. That was pretty much the end of the G1 Transformers, because they had to go and bring back Optimus Prime. You know what's always funny about stuff like that is, and it's very similar to like zombie movies or whatever, or I suppose it's really more specific to like the to the Hate Plague. Because when they first got it, everybody hated each other, and they started fighting each other. All the Hate Plague people fought all the Hate Plague people too, and then once they managed to get out, they started going fighting other people too. And then before you knew it, they were just like all on a team, and they didn't hate each other anymore. They were just trying to get all the non-Hate Plague people. So they kind of totally like mutated or evolved or whatever to where they didn't just hate everybody, they just hated non-infected people. So it's kind of weird how that whole thing went down. Because I mean, really, I mean, if it's supposed the way they first presented, if it's like if you hate everybody, then you should just be hating everybody, whether they're infected or not. So yeah, it's like robot freeze tag. Yeah, then they had to go get that Quintesson to bring back Optimus Prime, and then he somehow got sprayed with some fancy metal that somehow made him immune to this stuff. And the Matrix saved the day for the second time. First it destroyed Unicron, then it destroyed the Hate Plague. Speaking of the Matrix, I didn't mention this, but he does have a little die-cast Matrix there in his chest. Just open up the chest and it's in there. When you first get it from the when you first get it out of the package, it's in there pretty solid. It's hard to get out. So the trick I learned from Bert's review is you just kind of gently lay it in there and then close the doors on his chest to kind of lock it in a little bit more securely. That way it doesn't push it all the way in, so it's too tight. So that way you can still take it out. And, oh, another thing I like about this, you know, there's a lot of fake kibble going around on a lot of different figures or whatever, but even some Optimus Primes. But I like that these windows on his chest are the actual windows from the vehicle mode. So not all Optimus Primes pull that off, but I like that this one did. Taylor's saying for future cartoons, a series about filling the Matrix. Well, isn't that what all of the series are? Because isn't the Matrix just the combined knowledge of all Autobots? Or all Transformers in general? So technically every series is filling the Matrix. You ever watch The Rude Awakening of Optimus Prime? Yes, I did. And I also watched like another Rude Awakening of Optimus Prime. That's one where they went back, it was like Beast Wars. Both of them are great. In fact, I have a playlist on my channel called Funny TF Videos, and I'm pretty sure both of those are in there. And you're right, definitely some bad language in some of those videos, including the Rude Awakenings. But if you're okay with those words, they're hilarious. They emptied it during the Hate Plague. Oh, so yeah, it's been a while since I watched all that. So they did say something about it being empty, didn't they? Even in the IDW comics, there was a point where like the Matrix was emptied, and then it split in half, and that's where, you know, Bumblebee had half and Rodimus had half, and but if that's the case, I mean, if it empties when you use it, why didn't it empty after Rodimus used it to destroy Unicron? So did he only use like half a charge? Or maybe it's got 2 charges in it, and so Rodimus destroying Unicron is the first charge, and then the Hate Plague was the second one? Maybe? Grant Galvatron, no, I'm not going out to the theaters to see the movie. Ah, you just watched it. Yeah, speaking of which, if you want to catch up on your G1 cartoons and you don't have it on DVD or whatever, Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel just finished uploading the entire run of G1. They did season 1 a few weeks ago, then season 2, 3, and they just uploaded season 4, which is probably where you watched it, I'm guessing, and why you just watched it recently. So yeah, Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. They've got the entirety of G1 cartoon series. I suppose I should probably go watch it too, because I'm not remembering everything. It's not as fresh. Oh yeah, William said yeah. He said I forget what it said, something about like it was like that whole truck versus monkey. I think it said you know, it's like something about a poop slinging monkey. Watch party on my channel. Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. Anytime I've tried to stream like on stream like off the internet through the streaming as well, it does not go well. And in fact, like you know, we set up a music channel over on Discord because some people were asking for a music channel. It's not getting used very much, and it's not the easiest thing to use. And other music bots for Discord have been shut down. I think it's not going to be too long before this one, or at least it's a feature of a bot that has many other features. They may have to shut down that particular feature before too long. But I was trying to think, it's like, well, what if I just, you know, played DJ and, you know, played some music through my, you know, maybe we all just get in a voice channel and then I can just play my music through, not through the microphone. I could set it up to where music from my computer can go play through Discord. And since I'm not broadcasting it on YouTube or something, there's no copyright restrictions. I'm not making money off of it. But when I tried that, it didn't work well. It kept cutting out. It was not smooth. So it would be cool if I could do that. I would definitely have to go through my library, and well, first of all, you'd be stuck with my music. You couldn't pick whatever you liked. You'd be stuck with my music. But I would definitely have to go through and look for the clean songs, because even though we like to keep things clean on this channel, I definitely consume unclean content, music and movies and whatnot. So, but we like to keep this channel clear of that kind of stuff. So. Yeah. Call you DJ Fitz. Oh, I see. You were reminded that it exists, so now you've gone over there and got it running. So yeah, if anybody wants to go listen to music with Fitz, head on over to the music player channel in Discord and go join up. And you know, he's calling himself DJ Fitz because, you know, that's what we do. I called myself DJ Hoist when we were listening, you know, a week or two ago or whatever. So head on over there and you can join in, pick your songs or whatever, and yeah, or not. And then you can call yourself DJ whatever. You get to see the con side of Hoist to be unclean. Yeah, not on this channel. Not if I can help it. Yeah. I definitely can have a potty mouth myself from time to time, but I try my best to censor on the streams and in videos. So, all right, I'll take this last question and then we'll head on out of here. Who is my favorite Maximal? It's a good question. I don't know, I'm looking over there. There's only one Maximal over there. Well, I'm going to name him because as of right now, I'm kind of riding that train, Magnaboss. I don't know anything about his backstory, but the toy is fantastic. And yeah, so we'll say Magnaboss. Otherwise, you know, all of the usuals. Optimus Primal's cool. Dinobot's cool. Rattrap's cool. Cheetor is Cheetor is the Bumblebee of Beast Wars. I'm positive that I'm not the first one to make that observation. I mean, he's yellow even, for crying out loud. Thanks for watching, Taylor. Thank you also for the kind words. Always appreciate your support and everyone else's support. But as of right now, I'm pretty tired. I think I'll go home now. I'm already home. No, I'll stop streaming now. Thank you. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. See you next time.